Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gun Review or Before You Buy, depending on what I decide to do for the thumbnail. And we have the new LYNX. So this was in the shop, this monthly shop here. Down here we've got the LYNX. I believe that it does have non-static perks. So I actually forgot to look at the perks on this boy. Alright, so I did get physical damage. On this LYNX we have decent damage. Headshot damage I believe is relatively high. I'm not positive though. Let's see, critical hit chance, critical hit damage, all that's relatively normal. A lower fire rate, 30 magazine size, about standard. We don't have any magazine perks here, but all of this can be changed except for the final perk here. So I'm kind of sad that I got the 5 headshots in a row, but you know, whatever works, especially since it's a burst, 3 shots. That means I need to get 2 bursts of all headshots. But it is a wonderful weapon. I personally don't like it as much as the Bobcat, but we'll get to that later. I believe it looks nice. It feels nice to use, and it has a nice sound to it. So we'll get on to comparisons after I play this little sound bite, just a little gameplay video here. As for our first comparison, we have the Bobcat. What came out just a week or two before this one, I believe maybe just a single week, not positive, but the Bobcat, its damage is definitely lower, but as I did say before, definitely different roles. This one is more, in my opinion, for picking off single enemies, not multiple, not fighting a swarm. Seems more dedicated to taking down some lower health enemies. Anyway, we have greater damage and headshot damage. Same, of course, critical hit chance and damage. The fire rate is a lot lower, but that's probably due to the burst. Magazine size, far lower. Again, there is a reason. Its range is higher. I do like sharpshooting with this weapon. Its durability is the same. Its reload time is faster. However, I don't think it is as fast as it could be, but it's definitely not as kind of deadly as the reload time of the Bobcat. The impact is higher. Again, the bullets are a bit slower, but they're made to do more per bullet. So we've got similar perks here. On to, actually I do have a better siege breaker to compare with, I guess, but the Tiger. So these do have similar roles here. This one is for higher damage, slightly higher, as you can see here. Not all that much of an actual difference. It is single shots though, so this is made for bursting on medium to longish range. This one is for long range. We've got a little less damage, a little less headshot damage, a little less critical hit damage, a little less critical hit chance. Higher fire rate, higher magazine, everything that could be expected from the different roles of the weapon. Tiger has an even lower reload rate, so I think that these two have a very slow reload. Sorry there. Let's just take a look at just comparing this reload rate with all these other weapons here. Oh dang, that's a long reload there. So it is, I guess, a decent reload rate. However, compared to the Razor Blade and Siegebreaker, it is a bit high, just a few tenths of a second. So if it's not that big of a deal. Anyway, on to some gameplay and my personal rating for the weapon. However, please remember, this is my rating. It is not an official rating. It is not anyone else's rating. If you do not agree with it, please tell me. I would love for you to leave a comment. The categories to score weapons in this game are 1. Damage dealing. How deadly and consistently deadly the weapon is. There is a total of 10 points at stake. Number 2. Roll. How well does the weapon execute its intended function, whether that be extreme damage dealing or picking off single targets. That is 5 points. Number 3. Accuracy. How accurate the weapon is. That is also 5 points. Satisfaction. How satisfying is the gunplay for the weapon. That is another 5 points. And 5. Efficiency. How efficiently per unit of ammunition is the weapon. 5 points. Alright, for general thoughts, we have the LYNX. It's a great weapon. It feels great, sounds great. However, it's kind of mediocre. I'm giving it a 6 out of 10 for damage dealing. It's fine. It kills single targets very well. However, it doesn't really get the job done when you have multiple coming at you, especially if they're huskies. As you saw in that clip, I poured so many bullets and body shots into those things. It's just slow to kill, especially when they have higher health. So when you're later game with all these giant fire swarms and giant smashers, mini bosses, all this stuff, it's not your best weapon. The roll, how well does the weapon execute its intended function? Excuse me. I gave it a 4 out of 5. It is nice and accurate. It does its damage well. If you get the headshots, it will kill its enemies. But again, its roll is not supposed to be close up. And if you try and do it close up, you'll get yourself killed. Accuracy, again, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. I would have given it a 5 out of 5. However, if you do not hold down that right click, there will be quite a few bullets spewing off into the abyss, and it can be quite annoying, especially when you're being slaughtered. Satisfaction, the satisfying gunplay, I gave it a 4 out of 5. Again, would have been really satisfying. I love the sound. I love just the feel of the weapon. However, again, it is very not satisfying when you get attacked by a bunch of huskies. The efficiency, I had to give it a 2 out of 5. It is more efficient if you use it for its role. However, if you do get snuck up on, as things tend to happen in Fortnite, you get slaughtered. The weapon just fires off everywhere. No bullets are doing much damage at all. So you need to get it at medium range. You need to usually be on the high ground because things move fast in Fortnite. You don't always get the chance to engage someone at long range, and even when you do, it's not necessarily the best option because there's so much of a damage reduction that you're killing the husks incredibly slowly. So you need to hit your headshots, and I think it's a wonderful weapon. So, on to the final verdict. To buy or not to buy? That is the question here, and I was really rooting for the LYNX, and I did give it a bit of a hard time during that rating phase. Just totally tore into that accuracy when it came to missing those shots and the efficiency a little bit more than maybe I should have. I'll give it that, but again, adding it up, it's a 20 out of 30. So that's a 7, or actually a 6. I originally had it set for 7. 6, add that to a 4, add that 2 more 4s, and a 2. That's a 20 out of 30 possible points. So it's a mediocre weapon. It's honestly enjoyable to use. However, I don't think that it will cut it in late game. Maybe if it's maxed out and you move all of your stats around it, it could become a better weapon. However, I really have to give it... I'll throw it in. Definitely buy it if you can get the gold for it. But it's kind of a meh. I'm going to throw this category in there. There's going to be a meh. It's kind of, if you feel like it, if you think that it will help you, or if you just want to collect it, buy it. But if you're hoping for a solid weapon that'll get you through the whole game, in my personal opinion, I don't think that it will cut it. However, if you disagree, if you like the stats, if you think that mine is just a crappy LYNX, or if you think that I'm full of baloney, please tell me that in the comments and I will read it all, respond to it, really whatever you want. I probably will have an answer to it, and if you want me to do a second video, please tell me. I will do it. All in all, see you later, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night, I raise my hand.